All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Persian Wars, and this is going to go with your Persian Wars guided notes, part one. So the Persian Wars are pretty cool, I think. The two combatants in the Persian Wars are the Greek city-states, and they are fighting the large Persian Empire. So those are the two different sides. Generally, in Western civilization, the Greek city states are considered the good guys, and the Persian Empire the bad guys. But that's really your perspective. If you were Iranian, living in modern day Iran, you would probably think the Persian Empire is the good guys. So the Persian Wars, most people in this class, we're going to say the Persian Wars start in 490 BCE, although some historians would give an earlier date. And we're going to say the Persian Wars ended in 479 BCE. Again, other historians might give a later date. So we're going to say the Persian Wars last 11 years. But some historians could say the Persian Wars last 50 to 80 years, depending on what you call the beginning and what you consider the end of the Persian Wars. We're going to discuss a few different battles, which are pretty interesting and noteworthy and still studied by military tacticians. West Point, the U.S. Military Academy, would study some of these battles. They're pretty legendary in the annals of history. We are going to start by looking at these maps. All right, we have the large Persian Empire down here, which controls land in Asia. They would have conquered Egypt, and they have been slowly expanding to the west towards Europe. And eventually, they are going to try to expand into Europe and conquer the Greeks. Uh, Up here, we got the zoomed in map of the Greek city states. Most notably Sparta and Athens are the two that we've been talking about. And I'd like us to note that this map shows ancient Greek settlement areas where the Greeks had settled. And we can see that the Greeks would have settled on the western or eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. And then over on this map, it shows that that has been conquered by the Persians. So what happens in the run up to the Persian Wars is there are these Greek colonies in what is referred to as Ionia, which is also labeled down here, Ionia. And these Greek colonies would have been in the continent of Asia, in the modern day country of Turkey. And these Greek colonies would have been the first Greeks to kind of encounter, the first Greeks to encounter the Persian Empire. Now, the Persian Empire basically marches right through and conquers these different Greek city states and colonies in Asia. To the Persians, this was just natural. This Persian conquering of the Greek colonies in Ionia wasn't a big deal. It was just like a natural progression of their expansion. However, many Greek city states, most notably Athens, would have taken would have been kind of angry or sad that these Greek city states in Ionia were conquered. And that's because the Greek city states are all culturally pretty similar. They would have had similar religions, similar languages, similar beliefs. Culturally, the Greeks over here in Ionia are very similar to the mainland Greeks in Greece. Additionally, many of the mainland Greek city states like Athens would have had trade relationships with cities in Asia, Greek cities, Greek colonies in Ionia. And so a lot of the goods that were produced in Asia would have entered Greece through the Ionian city states. So Greek traders and cities like Athens that depended on income from trade, these trade relationships with the Greek city states in Ionia would have been hurt by the Persians conquering these city states. Eventually, these Greek city states get kind of sick of Persian rule. And what these Greek colonies in Ionia decide to do is to revolt or try to overthrow the Persian Empire as their ruler. The the mainland Greeks, most notably Athens, decide to support this rebellion. So Athens provides money, some military advisors to basically try to help these Ionian city states overthrow the Persian Empire. These Ionian city states are unsuccessful. The Persian Empire crushes this revolt, and the Persian Empire continues to rule these Greek city states in Ionia. However, the Persian Empire is not too pleased about the mainland Greeks. These mainland Greeks have basically been messing with land that and cities that the Persians consider under their jurisdiction, under their rule, these Greek colonies. So the Persians decide to punish the mainland Greeks, such as Athens, by launching a invasion of mainland Greece. And so that is the basic background info for the beginning of the Persian Wars.